All right, everyone. This is day 3 with Phyllis, Hennecy, Hendry, our president and CEO, talking about identity. And Phyllis, our final question is really about the source of truth of our identity. We know that our source of truth is God's word. So could you first point us to some key scriptures in God's word that really help us understand who we are in Him? And then now that we know it, what do we do with it?
Mhm. I love that, Megan. Such a good question. We talked about Ephesians a day or so ago, and so let's go back to Ephesians. I love Ephesians 3 that talks about being rooted and established in love, that we are rooted. If we could know how high and deep and long and wide is the love of God, that we would be filled to all the measure. You just think about knowing and understanding that. But if you look at those first 3 chapters, as I said before, there's a list of our identity in those 3 chapters. But then in chapter 4, it says the most interesting thing. It says, okay, basically, now that you know who you are, live a life that's worthy of the calling you have been given. And what would that look like? And here's what we know. We know that when you think about our identity, and you are in the process of becoming who you already are. It's like the butterfly. If you took the DNA of the butterfly when it was in a caterpillar, in that DNA of the caterpillar, the butterfly is already there. It's not the DNA of a caterpillar, it's the DNA of a butterfly. We're in process of becoming who we're already made to be. And so when you come to that place, it says here in Ephesians, this is who you are. You are chosen and loved and redeemed and forgiven. This is the first day of the rest of your life because of all those things. Now, live a life worthy of the calling you have received. And what we know, Megan, what's the truest thing about us is that we're a daughter of the King, and we are loved without question. There's nothing we have ever done or will ever do that will take that love away from us. Nothing. And we also know that what we do flows out of who we are. So when you're so sure of who you are and you have become more and more of who God's created you to be, this butterfly, it's already in there. You may feel like you look like a caterpillar, but you're not a caterpillar. You're a butterfly. And that DNA is already part of your identity. It's who you are. And so we are just working in thinking more and more about what is that identity that I get to live out to the world so that I can live out my calling no matter what season I'm in, no matter what's happening in my circumstances. I'm not looking at my circumstances. I'm looking at who God is making me in the middle of those circumstances.
Living out the calling. Yeah, thank you, Phyllis.
Yes.
Thank you. We really appreciate you giving your time and sharing with us. And thank you, everyone, for participating in the study. We hope that this is going to be a beginning of a wonderful journey for you guys, of discovering of who you truly are in Him, whose you are, and that really no one can take that away from you. So thank you, Phyllis. Thank you for sharing your heart with us.
Thank you so much, Megan. My pleasure.
Bye.